What's up, Internet? My name's Nerdy, and this is a different looking trailer reaction because Clarus and I are up in Northern Ontario filming a movie that I'm very excited for y'all to see at some point next year. But until then, there's another movie coming out next year that is Scream, or as I've heard some people call it, Five Cream, and we have a trailer for it. So let's do a trailer reaction because we get Nerdy Nightly, and we thought we'd share it with you. That is right. Welcome back to a trailer reaction for a horror film. Clarus is usually in these, even though she hates horror. She's not in this one because she is in makeup right now, and we can't show you what the makeup for that movie looks like. But we're gonna do a little trailer reaction. I love the Scream franchise. This is one of like the first horror movies that I watched as a kid, and I just fell in love with these movies. And I think that they've been pretty consistently good through all five of them, or four of them. Hopefully, number 5 is the same. But let's dive into this. All right, homaging the first one. Oh.
This isn't funny, Amber.
Would you like to play a game?
It's a fun way to play with landline.
Doors unlocked. All doors locked. Doors unlocked.
All right. Wow.
Hello?
It's happening. 3 attacks so far. Do you have a gun?
I'm Sydney Prescott. Of course I have a gun.
Something about this one just feels different.
Samantha? I know who you are. I've been through this a lot. This is your
Seriously.
life now, which means that whoever this is going to keep coming for you. You ready?
Aww. Oh, I love it.
There's certain rules to surviving.
The attacks were all on people related to the original killers. Whatever his link is to our past, it's pulled us all back here.
Ooh.
And I won't sleep until he's in the ground.
Ooh.
Hello, Sydney. It's an honor.
Yeah. So, okay, I love how much it ties back to the original, right? We're getting a lot of imagery. Opening with the landline shot is really funny, a really great callback to the Drew Barrymore moment. I kind of wish that they had done it with someone like what Drew Barrymore was at the time, where everyone assumed when they were, marketing the original Scream movie, Drew Barrymore was the lead of the film because it's Drew Barrymore. You get this giant star. I actually don't know who that girl at the beginning is. And maybe that's just me. It might just be that like that girl is very famous for something that I've never seen. It's entirely possible. I'm not exactly a young, a youngin' anymore. Unfortunately, I'm getting old. But I don't know. I think it was so fun about the original Scream was that it was such a big star stepping into that role. And despite that, though, I think that playing around with like the smart locks on the phone, on the doors is really funny. And Scream is really just continuing that trend of being a funny, comedic, but also like graphic and gory horror franchise that, has made them so successful and allowed the franchise to keep going through all these years. I really like that. I really like seeing all of our original cast of characters who are still alive come back. They've clearly aged, but they all look fantastic. And yeah, I'm into it. I always look forward to Scream movies. I'm not surprised that I enjoyed that. I think this franchise has been just consistent enough and just good enough each time around that I'm always going to be excited for the next one because you can always rely on them to be a pretty solid experience. That was really good and fun. And everyone looks like they're back and like they want to be back. And, you know, it looks like everyone showed up. And I like at the end, I want to talk about it. The moment at the end where Ghostface is talking to Sydney and is like, it's an honor, because it really ties into the kinds of stories that we tell now are very like multi-generational, right? A lot of nostalgia is baked into so much of the media that we're consuming right now. And I think that what this trailer hints at is that you have these kind of killers who want to be nostalgic for the killers that they grew up around, right? The killers of their youths. It's a sort of warped, demented nostalgia that is existing in this character and is bringing us back to this world, back to the town, and back to that mask that is just so popular and is so iconic at this point from this franchise. That was a solid trailer. Honestly, I wonder why this movie's in January. Usually January is a dumping ground for schlock. But I don't know. I kind of wish this was coming out for Halloween. You know, I know we're getting a Halloween movie this year, so maybe they're just trying to avoid that. There is some horror stuff coming out in October. But yeah, I'll go see a Scream movie any time of year. I just love it so much. That was solid. That was pretty solid. I cannot wait to see what they haven't yet shown us. And I'm excited to get to meet the new characters. I didn't realize Huey from The Boys was in this, so that's cool. He is just blowing up. He's in freaking everything right now. And is fantastic in so much of it. Star Trek Lower Decks is fantastic. The Boys is fantastic. So good to see him popping up in another thing, and hopefully he kills it here, because I like him. I like him. You know, it's a little bit of nepotism, you know. Having famous parents helps. But I'm sorry, did I just sound really jealous? Did I just sound really jealous? Yeah, I did. Oops. If you like this video, like and subscribe to the channel. If you don't like the video, that's fine. Hit the dislike button. That's what it's there for. You can leave mean comments down below, because the algorithm god is hungry and we must feed her. If you want to join me on my video game adventures, come follow me over at Twitch. I'm over at twitch.tv/nerdynightly. And as always, y'all, my name is Nerdy. Do something nerdy tonight. Wow. Wow. What a time for my phone to go off. Bye.